Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at some interface errors and discards. Essentially what we want to do is we want to look through and determine some of the devices that maybe need to be looked at. So I've already started and created the connection to our cube and inserted it as a pivot table. And over here in the pivot field, so let's start throwing in some information that we're going to need. Let's start with some nodes. Let's look at nodes. We'll get in some nodes there. And let's grab some interface information. So, how about an IF name? Okay. And let's limit our scope. So basically what I want to use this report to do is I would like to go through and determine exactly where I'm getting a bunch of errors and discards, which is causing a lot of traffic. There's a multitude of reasons behind why these things happen, and we'll kind of go into something along those lines to explain it. But let's look for our interface type description. So I'm going to do a filter on interface type. Now our filter is going to be sort of like a serial. We want to look for like point-to-point, serial. These are the type of interface information that we have in here. So let's just drag this open. You can get a look. We've got quite a bit. So let's say I want to select multiple items. Let's grab point-to-point, multi-link, and our serial. That's going to limit exactly what we're looking at. So not too concerned about anything else. Alright, that should give us a very good starting point for doing some analysis. So let's start grabbing some of the calculations. And I'm not doing any time on it. If you've noticed, there's no time values here. So let's see here. Let's go to quality. Let's look for outbound discards. Okay. As well as inbound errors. And we can take a look at I guess we can do the percentage of interface errors overall and percentage of interface discards. Okay. So now we have a big giant pile of stuff. So let's do a collapse because I really don't need to see any of this. I just want to see summarized fields. Apparently my little gerbils are tired today. And they've gone back down. Okay, so now let's add a filter here. And we're going to add another value filter. I really like the top 10. And let's look at percentage of interface discards. Alright, so that'll give us a couple of numbers here to look at. So based on this data, I can say, these are the stuff that I need to actually take a look at and perhaps go in there. So the outbound discards, basically they're also known as deferred frames. So these are, and also some non-Cisco will call out lost. But what those mean are it's the switch's output buffers filled up and the switch had to drop these. So it's typically a sign that something on this segment is run at an inferior speed or duplex, and there's maybe too much traffic going through there. So it's one of those things where you kind of want to take a look at. So just by seeing what those are, that gives us something to work against. So this was once again another just real quick report on some of the fast ways of determining issues that you may be having. And you can see this is the multi-link. Drill it back down. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video.